All right, good afternoon, y'all. This is series three. In the last two series, it talks about woman, the importance of her. You see that how she was created, what happened before she was created, the things that went on between her and the hash, disobeying God, how things led to that, and also the difference between her seed and your seed. We're finna find out about the two seeds, which is mainly about lineage, giving birth, having two different types of children. And then also bestiality, although it wasn't mentioned in the last video or key points, that could be something that could be brought up between the conversation between the woman and the hash. He said her husband was with her, but she was having a conversation within the hash, and the hash was speaking directly to her. So that could be similar to, like, if you go to the grocery store and you're in the automotive section and your wife is somewhere, let's say like in the dairy department, and she's over there talking to someone, having a conversation. You don't even what's going on. You don't know. You show up and she got some food and she's eating and she just gives some to you. You never know what would happen, right? So those are similar situations. It talks about being one flesh. So cling to your wife. You want to be around them at all times. That's a good message to talk about. And some people may not like that, but that's how it's supposed to be, right? So we're going to start in chapter 4. We're going to talk about more about the importance of women. We're going to see offspring now. We're going to see what happens with her children, and the difference between children. So you may have these two type of kids in your household, probably more than one or two, but we're going to talk about that so you can see the signs, and also highlight some key points as well. So we get in Bereshith, which is Genesis. We're going to start in chapter 4, and we're just going to go through some verses. All right. So, and Adam knew Hawa, his wife, and she conceived and bore Cain and said, I have gained a man, and this is the name of God right here. So, first off, we see that she just conceived and bore a child and had gained a man. So the child was a man. She knew that right away. All right. She gave birth to, we have that, I have gained a man, right? So she told God, this is her. This is her child, right? She just says she have gained a man. All right, so you are born a man, you are born a brother. So look, verse 2. And again, she gave birth to his brother Hebel, and Hebel became a keeper of sheep, but Cain became a tiller of the ground. So we know that when you work the ground, there's going to be hard labor from the last two series. It talks about that from the sweat of your face. It's going to be difficult. So it's going to be a lot of challenges. You got thorns and thistles now. But Cain, Hebel, is a keeper of sheep. So it may be some jealousy there. He just watching the sheep, the flock. He probably just protecting them from wolves and things like that. So his job is a little different. All right, so, and it came to be in the course of time that Cain brought an offering of the fruit of the ground too, and we got the name of God right there. And Hebel also brought of the first born of his flock and of their fat. And we got the name of God right there. Look to Hebel and his offering. But he did not look to Cain and his offering, and Cain was very wroth, and his face fell. And we got the name of God right there. It said to Cain, why is he wroth towards you? And why is your face fallen? All right, so we see that God is choosing between the two kids that she has had, the two males. We got one. The mother says she has gained a man. That's the one she's chosen. That may be her seed. And we also have this other seed, right? A keeper of the sheep. So now these are two brothers. One is a man. One is a male. And then we see that they both bring an offering to God, and God chooses Hebel's over Cain's. Now, was Cain jealous? He was very wroth and his face fell. Was he just, disappointed that, or maybe he thought his offering was better? We don't know. Not all the details are there, but we see that there's a difference between the two, and God chooses one over the other. So, verse 7. Is it not, if you do good, you are to be accepted? And if you do not do good, towards the door is a sin. He is lying, and towards you is his desire, and you must rule over him. So it talks about, is it not, if you do good, you are to be accepted. So that means that, something may be going on. Maybe Cain is involved in some type of sin. Maybe something is going on where, God, that sin inside, whatever is present deep within, he has to rule over it, or he keep going back to it. Maybe he's addicted to it. All right, so this is a challenge for him. He has to rule over sin. All right, and he has to be wise about that. He has to do good, not bad. So that's a good thing. So always do good, no matter the situation. If you mad or jealous at your brother, if your brother's getting more privileges than you or any of your other siblings, always do good. Don't get jealous. So verse 8, and Cain told Hebel, his brother, and let's go here. It came to be when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Hebel, his brother, and killed him. So we see here he may have been jealous. Some may have been going on between his brother. His brother may have been getting the easier work, and he was just getting tired of it and jealous, and he acted on sin. He killed him. That's evil. So something beside, he allowed it to rise up and rule over him, and that's what happened. So let's keep reading more. And we got the name of God right there. It said to Cain, where is Hebel, your brother? And he said, I do not know. Am I my brother's guard? And he said, what have you done? The voice of your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. Oh, okay. So blood cries out to God if it's on the ground. If you get a wound, something happens, get cut, God knows about it. Blood can communicate with God. All right, that's a key point there. All right, so now you are cursed from the earth, which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. If you till the ground, it shall no longer yield its strength to you. You shall be a fugitive and a wanderer on the earth. And Cain said to, we have the name of God right there, my punishment is too great to bear. So he's being punished for his disobedience. There's always consequences and punishment for your disobedience. We're not talking about police here, are we? We don't see no police officers involved in this. It's between God, the earth. Look, what it talks about the earth is doing. All right, so you are now cursed from the earth. The earth cursed him as well, which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. His brother did return. He said, to dust we are to turn, right? For dust you are, and dust you to return. So he thought his brother was invaluable. His brother had to go back to the ground. His blood is crying out to God from the ground. God hears him. So those who murder people think they get away with it. They're not. God knows about everything. The earth is talking to him. All right. He thought his punishment was too great, right? He tells him, if you till the ground, it shall no longer yield its strength to you. So the fruits and stuff he getting, it may not even be all the way there. It may not even get all the way to the the ripest point where it's ready to get off. He might have to start something and he thinks it's going to be done, start all over again. So if you keep reading on, talks about more about what's going to happen. He just really repeating what God is talking about. Now he's worried about if someone find him, they'll kill him. This is what God said. And we got the name of God right there. It said to him, well, if anyone kills Cain, vengeance is taken on him sevenfold. And we got the name of God right there. Set up a sign for Cain, lest anyone finding him strikes him. So he's protecting Cain from that. He's gonna have to deal with his punishment regardless of what happened. He also lied to God. He asked him, where is Hebel your brother? And he said, I do not know. You do know. You do know where your brother is at. Is he his guard? What? He's talking to God like it's just another human being. So men talk to God differently. Remember, this is a man. All right. This is the one her mother have gained. His mother has gained and called him a man. This is her seed, right? This is how they do things, right? This is how they get down. All right. So you got to look at these. Look at this. Look at the personality here. All right. Now, as we go down, verse 17, Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bore Hanok, and he built a city and called the name of the city after the name of his son Hanok. So we seeing some skills that Cain has here as a man. He could build a city. What skills come with building a city, right? What knowledge do you have to build a city? Well, you got to know skilled trades. You got to know how to use hammers and those type of tools. So as we go down, it talks more about the kids he's having. All right. And so we enter Hanok was born Irad, and Irad brought forth Mehuel, and Mehuel brought forth Methuselah, and Methuselah brought forth Lamech. All right, so now they having kids. They going down. They having kids. They having their lineage. This is from that same man that Howell would gain, right? So remember, his brother is dead now. His brother is dead. He's starting his lineage. He's going through with it. We go down 19. And Lamech took for himself 2 wives. The name of one was Ada, and the name of the second was Tisala. Now, Lamech, one of his others, he got 2 wives. He got 2 wives, right? We're gonna read on further down. We're gonna find out it says it's better to have just one wife, right? That's what God commandment is. But now he has 2. What other religions do you know is dealing with, more than one wife? Polygamy. So now we go. All right, so one wife, this was Ada, and Ada bore Yabal. He was the father of those who dwell in tents with livestock. Okay, so people who dwell in tents with livestock, you came from this same lineage, right? Those who know how to build cities have those skills. Some may have learned it. Think about it. Sometimes they'll teach others, but mostly those who generally have those skills, same lineage. Now, and his brother's name was Ubal. He was the father of all those who played the lyre and the flute. Now, Yabal, Ubal, kind of the same. It probably sounds the same as well. These are 2 brothers. Now, those who played the lyre and the flute, they were gifted musically. Same lineage. Look at the gifts that they have. Dwell in tents with livestock. Okay, so they're herding and doing all that stuff. And then you got those who played the lyre and the flute. Okay, now, as for Tisala, she also bore Tubal-Cain, a smith of all kinds of tools, and let's go up here, bronze and iron. And the sister of Tubal-Cain was Naamah. All right, so I believe that's how you pronounce that name, Naamah. So as we go down, and Adam knew his wife again, and she bore a son and called his name Sheth. For Elohim has appointed me another seed instead of Hebel, because Cain had killed him. Now we talking. Now we got an answer here. Hebel was from God. All right, Hebel has been appointed by God. Okay, it was not Cain. He accepted Hebel's offering, right? Now, does it say that the older brother isn't going to be accepted by God from the younger brother? We don't know that. All we know is it says just to do good for Cain, right? Will you not be accepted? Do good. Fight evil with good. That's the key point right there. No matter what is happening, if your younger siblings and everybody's getting elevated, they're getting chosen by God to do certain things, don't worry about it. That's your test right there. Do good. Now, 26, and to Sheth, to him also a son was born, and he called his name Enosh. Then it was begun to call on the name of, and then we got the name of God right there. All right, so that's chapter 4. Again, this is a lot to take in. We're gonna have a lot of key points in here. I'm gonna point that out, get that out to you in a second, but we can kind of go over it right now. As you see, we see what kind of skills between the 2 seeds have. Now we see that she gave birth to his brother Hebel, and Hebel became a keeper of sheep. So when we look at a keeper of sheep, find out what they do. Find out what the keeper of sheep are responsible for. Find out how they take care of sheep and all. It don't talk about anything else. Take care of the sheep. So you probably got to feed them. You probably just got to clean them up, cut their hair and things like that. Go find out about that. And then also, when you look at Cain, she said, I have gained a man, and called on the name of God right there. So we know that women know which kids are going to be the man and which ones are basically going to be from God, that lineage. All right. So we see that Cain, the man, killed his brother Hebel, which was chosen by God. Maybe out of jealousy, we don't know. It doesn't say that here. But as we go down to verse 25, we see that Elohim has appointed me another seed instead of Hebel, because Cain had killed him. Now, some may ask, well, why didn't God just, make Sheth, and, instead of letting him, get killed, Hebel get killed by his brother, it never would have happened, right? Well, as you remember, they ate from the tree God commanded them now to. Now sin is present. All right, so it's a lot of things going on. They know the knowledge of good and evil now. So, Cain knew what to do was right, Hebel as well. So you have to choose to do that. Nobody can force you to do good. Nobody can force you to do bad. That's your choice. Nobody can force you to lie. It's easy to tell the truth. Just do it. You know, just write your name out. When they ask, and teachers ask, what's your name? Tell them your whole name. You don't have to just say, oh, your first, last name, middle name don't count. Tell everything. All right. God bless y'all. We'll get some key points soon. And have a great day.